In the 1930s, the British government was among the governments that refused visas for the Jewish refugees. Tens of thousands, 500,000, 1 million, 2 million, small numbers really, were refused visas by the British government of that time. That history is also not spoken about. They speak about the Kindertransport. That was Churchill, that was not Chamberlain in 1938. People died and went to the camps and were sent to the camps and sent to the gas ovens because the British government refused them visas. There were many others, but of course I feel angry about that time. And today, it continues. That's exactly, it continues. But today, there is an international law to protect refugees, and the European governments are breaking that law. They are breaking it. This is the most terrible thing they could do. It's a crime committed against human beings.
Ανήκει να δώσει βίζες σε πολλούς Εβραίους πρόσφυγες, με αποτέλεσμα χιλιάδες εκατομμύρια τελικά να μεταφερθούν με τρένα και να χαθούν στο ολοκαύτωμα. Θυμώνω με πολλές κυβερνήσεις, αλλά περισσότερο με τη Βρετανική, γιατί είναι η δική μου. Σήμερα όμως υπάρχει ένας νόμος ο οποίος το αποτρέπει αυτό, και παρόλα αυτά οι ευρωπαϊκές κυβερνήσεις δεν κάνουν κάτι.
May I just have your patience to read you 2 paragraphs. This is from the English Financial Times, which can be relied on if it quotes senior European heads of state of Europe to print the truth, I think. So, Jean-Claude Juncker, let no one forget this name. The European Commission President, he says, quote, that Mr. Martin Verwey will oversee the European preparation, expanding his role as Brussels' on-the-ground point man on the refugee crisis in Greece.
Αν έχετε λίγη υπομονή, θα σας διαβάσω 2 παραγράφους από τους British Financial Times, τους οποίους μπορούμε να εμπιστευτούμε όταν μας δίνουν τσιτάτα σημαντικών Ευρωπαίων πολιτικών. Jean-Claude Juncker, μην το ξεχάσετε αυτό το όνομα. Ο πρόεδρος...
I'll carry on. I'm sorry, I told you that. It's okay. Jean-Claude Juncker. Don't forget that name. You can never forget that name. The European governments are criminal in every respect, and there's austerity policies that they force upon people. But they have to be challenged. And the humanity of the Greek people challenges the European governments. What does he say, this Jean-Claude Juncker? He says they're going to organize the work and coordinate the dispatching of the 4,000 staff that will be needed.
Τι λέει ο Juncker? Ο Juncker λέει ότι θα στείλουν 4.000 άτομα από την Ευρώπη για να βοηθήσουν στην οργάνωση των προσφύγων.
He says, we need caseworkers. We need interpreters.
Χρειαζόμαστε διερμηνείς, χρειαζόμαστε μεταφραστές, χρειαζόμαστε κοινωνικούς
judges,
δικαστές,
return officers, security officers.
Ασφάλεια.
But does he mention doctors? Does he mention nurses? Does he mention social workers? Does he mention lawyers to fight for the refugees' case because no refugee can succeed in becoming recognized as a refugee without a lawyer. I hope to convey a glimpse of the horror of the crime committed by the European Union in violating a 1951 Convention on Refugees, because that was won with the blood of millions of Jewish refugees who never got their visas. You understand that. You understand.